8255 is what? It's a program. It's a port increaser. It is a programmable peripheral interface. It's a port increaser. What it does, it increase the port. जैसे आपको पता हो, एक एग्जांपल है आपके सामने. जैसे आपके लैपटॉप में एक सिंगल यूएसबी डिवाइस है, यूएसबी पोर्ट है, एंड यू हैव टू इंक्रीज दैट यूएसबी पोर्ट फ्रॉम 1 to 3 or 4. देन आप पोर्ट एक्सटेंडर लगाते हो. So this is the IC8255, which is the port extender of 8255 or 8085 और 8086. जो हमने सेकंड और थर्ड यूनिट में दो माइक्रो प्रोसेसर पढ़े, उनकी पोर्ट एक्सटेंडर है. ये पोर्ट को एक्सटेंड करती है. यहाँ पे हम एक पोर्ट पे, आप अगर ये देखोगे, दिस इज द वन इनपुट डेटा D7 to D0. दिस इज द सिंगल इनपुट एंड देयर आर 3 ports, A port, port B, एंड दिस इज पोर्ट C. ठीक है. दिस कंप्लीट 4 डिजिट मिला के ये आपका एक पोर्ट C बनता है. इसको आप 4 डिजिट के रूप में भी, 4 बिट के रूप में भी यूज कर सकते हो, देन 8 बिट के रूप में यूज कर सकते हो. इट इज जस्ट सिंपली इंक्रीजिंग द पोर्ट साइज ऑफ द माइक्रोप्रोसेसर फ्रॉम 1 to 3, and it is having 3 ports. अगर आपको थ्योरी भी लिखनी है तो 8255 is a programmable peripheral interface which increase the port size. It is having 3 ports, port A, port B, and port C. Port A and port B are 8-bit ports. Port C is divided in 2 parts: 4-bit, 4 up-bit upper part, 4-bit lower part. 4-bit upper part is PC7 to PC4, and lower part is PC3 to PC0. Okay. Then we come to the block diagram of 8255. What is stating? It is just giving the a complete internal circuit architecture of the 8255. It is having a bus buffer from which the data from the microprocessor comes or received or sent to the microprocessor. This is the control word logic, where we give the logic to work 8255 in different modes. Which mode is selected, that will be given to this control word logic. ठीक है. That this 8255 IC is divided in 2 groups, group A and group B. ठीक है. These groups are used in different modes, as group A is consist port A and port C upper part. Group B is consist port B and port C lower part. And why this is divided, it will be clear in the modes of the 8255. This is the control word register, which is here. Control word logic. This is the control word register. It decides that 8255 works in which mode. It will work in mode 1. It will work in mode 2. It will work in input-output mode. It will work in PCR mode. The higher bit of it, this control word register gives the idea about how 8255 work. It's primarily 8255 is having 2 modes. It is having input-output mode and BCR mode. Input-output mode is a mode which is further divided in mode 0, mode 1, mode 2. BCR mode is simple bit set and reset mode. Is BCR bit set and reset mode. In this mode, if we made D7 to 0, then your 8255 will work in BCR mode, bit set and reset mode. What it does, what is bit set and reset mode? In this mode, this will be 0 of this control word register, and these 3 are non-functionable. These are not in use. Okay. These 3 are used to set or reset the particular bit. It can set or reset port C bits. Port C is having, see here, port C is having 8 pins, P7 to P4 and P3 to P0. Overall PC0 to PC7, it's having 8 pins. If we want to high or low, if we want to make high or low a particular bit of port C, let's suppose we want to make this bit 1. This bit 1. So what we give? We give 0 in D. Sorry. we will give 0 to D7. This do not care condition. You can give 0 or 1. These are not care conditions. And to set this bit, we have to select this bit by using these 3 pins. So what is the number for these 3 pins? It will be 0, 1, 1. We have selected the PC3 pin of port C by making BCR mode active, giving D7 to 0. These 3 are do not care condition. You can either give 0 or 1. And the fourth pin, that is PC3 is to be selected. So we give 0, 1, 1 to the D3, D2 and D1. Now if we want to make this set, that means 1, then we have to give 1 here in D0. If we want to make it 0, then we have to give 0 to make it reset or 0. So this is the primary mode of 8255, that is bit set or reset mode, which is one of the primary mode of 8255. Secondary mode of 8255 is your input output mode. Let me clear this. Secondary mode of 8255 is input output mode. Input output mode, this is the mode where the port will act as an receiver or transmitter or both sides. That means if you are extending your USB port up to 3 or 4 ports, then your USB port can receive or can send the data through the microprocessor or to the microprocessor. So, but there are some limitations in 8085 and 8086. Now processors are having very heavy RAM and ROM. They can handle multiple input outputs and it's on a same time. But in previous 8085 and 8086, these can either send, either receive, or they can we can say either it can work as an input port or it can work as an output port. So we have to make them as an input or output port, or we have to make them work. We have to give some controlling signals also, so that the port is ready to receive the next data. As in mode 0, this input output mode is having 3 modes: mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. 3 modes. See, 8255 is having 2 primary modes. These primary modes are input output mode and BCR mode. This one. This BCR mode is explained here, and input output mode is further divided in 3 modes. That is mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. Mode 2. What is mode 1? Mode 1 is the easiest mode. In this mode, port A and port B are used in simple 8-bit input output port, and port C is work as 2 different 4-bit input output mode. In this mode, the configuration of your 8255 IC is just like this. Just like this. You can send the data through the A port, you can send the data through B port, you can receive the data through A port, or you can send the data 4-bit data from port C upper part and port C lower part. All the ports will be in the as a input port or as a output port. There is no need to configure anything in mode 0. But in mode 1, in this mode, the port A and port B are provided 3 signals. These 3 signals are handshake signals. आपको याद होता है जो मैंने 8085 में बताया था कि 8085 कैसे वर्क करता है कि वो there are some interrupt request signal and interrupt acknowledge signal. When an external device is want to give some data to the microprocessor, or if want to receive or to read the memory of the microprocessor, then it gives the interrupt request signal to the microprocessor to interrupt the current running program and to run a different program or to give the access to that external device. So it generates a INTR signal so that the microprocessor can stop the current doing work and start give the access to the external device. And In replicant of that input, it will provide a interrupt acknowledgement signal. The same type of signals are here. These are called handshake signals, two handshake signals and one interrupt signal. This is the block diagram of mode 1. This port A is work as an input port. Okay, we have to define that port A is an input port or output port. Then these two are your handshake signals, and one is this for port A only. For port A only, what it do? It This is the stop signal by which the external device gives the stop signal, stop signal to the 8255 IC that the external device want to give some data, or it want to send some data to the microprocessor, or it can receive it want to receive some data from the microprocessor. And from this IBF, it is input buffer full. It gives the signal to the external device that input buffer is full. You cannot, or you can send the data or not. If it is 1, then you cannot send the data. Input buffer is full. That means it is already having the data in this port. So there is no you cannot microprocessor cannot receive the data at this time. If it is 0, then it can that action, it gives the signal through the interrupt request signal that yes, you can send the data through the input port A, and at that time the input buffer is 0. That means input buffer is not full, and INTR is 1. That means request is acknowledged. The same phenomena is in port B function in mode 1 only. You can send or receive the data, or you can send or receive the data through port B. This is an input port. This is acting as output port. These three port C lines, PC0, PC1, and PC2 works as a handshake signal for port B. In this case, PC2 again receive a stop signal. PC1 gives a input buffer full signal that whether the port B is full or not, and PC0 gives the interrupt request acknowledgement signal to the external device that the interrupt is acknowledged or not. Okay, so this mode can be worked in the input mode or output mode. This is mode 1. Now comes to mode 2. In mode 2, only port A is available. Only port A is available, but the main, or the specific thing of port mode 2 is it is bidirectional port. That means in this mode 1, as I explained, in mode 1, the data can be a input, or the mode port can be a input port, or the port can be a output port only at a time. In this mode, this port A is work as a bidirectional port. That means the port A only can receive, or it can also send the data through the microprocessor or to the microprocessor using the 8255 peripheral IC. In this mode, let us understand by this. This is master MPU. This is, you can say, this is your 8085, 8086 microprocessor, which we read in unit 2 or unit 3. This is your 8255 IC, which is a port increaser for this microprocessor. In this mode 2, port A is working as a bidirectional port. You can see the arrow is on both the side of the these two ICs. In this mode, the whole port C is worked as a handshake signal. The whole port C works as a handshake signal. It is having output buffer full, input buffer full. It is having stop signal, acknowledgement signal, and interrupt signal also. Again, output buffer full if the 8255 is working as a output IC, then output, it gives the output buffer full signal to the slave MPU. Slave MPU means the MPU or microprocessor which is sending or receiving the data from the master computer. It is giving the instruction through OBF that the slave MPU is have to wait till the input buffer is empty or output buffer is empty. So this is the output buffer, this is the input buffer. These both are the external pins. You can say the arrow is here only. This means these pins signals are generated by the 8255 IC and given to the slave IC. That's why these arrows are to the slave IC. And this is the acknowledgement signal. This is the acknowledgement signal that the micro slave IC is giving the acknowledgement to the 8255 that data is received if output buffer is not full. This is the again stop signal. This signal gives the idea to the 8255 that the input, if the input buffer is not full, then the slave IC is giving the data to the 8255, and this is also an interrupt request signal which is generated by the 8255, which is connected to the master computer, or it can be converted connected to the various slave MPUs which want to interrupt the 8255 to receive the data or to get the data from the master MPU. So this is the concept of 8255.